All right, team, welcome to your Abs, Buns, and Guns. This is gonna be number 10 in this series. So looking at equipment, if you have it, you're gonna bring it in. If you don't have equipment, no worries. You can take the whole class without and just kind of modify and change things up for you. If you do have equipment, I want you to grab a pair of ankle weights. And then as always, you have the option to leave them off for the beginning warm-up section and then add them for the legs. Or you can wear them throughout the whole class. And then today we're not doing any double ankle weights. So we've got our core, we've got our leg series, our arms, and our legs on the other side. And that is it. If you have dumbbells, I want you to have a pair of lighter dumbbells for your upper body, as well as one heavier dumbbell, because we're going to work with one weight and both arms at the same time. And then if you have a block, bringing a block in. If you don't have a block, you could do this first sequence with your foot on the floor, but it's going to help if you're elevated. So if you have some books that you can stack, you can do it with a ball, but it's going to make it way more challenging. So just something to get your foot a few inches off the floor and give your body some more height. It's going to make this drill a little bit more accessible. So our theme for today is talking about mindset and what kind of mindset you have, not just on your mat, but in every aspect of your life, and how you take that with you. Do you have a fixed mindset that says, I can't do this, I get frustrated and I forget about it? Or do you have a growth mindset that says, I can learn anything, I can learn new skills, I can get better and grow as I go throughout my life? So that's what we're talking about today. If you're wearing the ankle weights there, we're gonna pop them on now. I'm gonna wear them the whole time so that I can be on this struggle bus with you guys. And then you're gonna place the block nearby, because we're gonna use that almost right away. So both ankle weights coming on to the legs. Only one set needed. If you like it extra heavy, feel free. Block is just going to be off to the side for now on the left portion of the mat. You're going to lay flat on your back in Pilates stance, feet flat on the floor, hip width distance, slightly forward of the knees, arms are down by the sides. You're in a neutral position of the spine and the pelvis. Inhale as you prepare. On the exhale, you're going to pull the belly button in towards the spine. That engages the core. Tilt your pelvis, hip points towards the sternum, and then slowly peel your hips up one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the top. Exhale, rolling down, upper back, mid back, lower back, and then your hips touch just back to the neutral spine. So we're not going to go into an arch. Inhale. Exhale, press through the forearms, press through the palms. You make a straight line at the top. Knees, hips, shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Two more. As you inhale, you're going to breathe in laterally through the sides of the ribs. So we're not going to breathe into the belly once the core is engaged. You're going to think about breathing into the sides and the back. Last one, inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. From here, you're just going to take your block. It's going on the floor underneath your left foot. If you need to sit up to do that, go for it. Block is going to face forward. Your whole foot's on the block. Walk your hips a little bit closer, extend your right leg long, and then externally rotate the right leg. Now you're gonna lift the hips, but I want you to purposely make your left hip be higher than the right. So the left hip is elevated, the right leg is sliding, kind of dragging along the floor, and the hips are at this diagonal. So if you were to place a pearl on the left hip, it would roll down to the right and then down onto the floor. Driving down through the left foot, you're going to activate and engage the hamstrings and the glutes on the left side. The right leg is long and just along for the ride. So I'm not really lifting using the right side just yet. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hips up and hold. Leave the left hip higher. Just squeeze the right leg up to meet the left and down. So I want you to think about the inseam of your pants or your leggings, and you're gonna bring those two inseams to meet. Now I'm not squaring off like this. Left hip is still higher, and I'm using the upper body, the arms, pushing the palms down into the mat, keeping the length through the body. Brush the leg up, lift, squeeze through the inner thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now you're going to lift the leg up and hold. Keep it there. Now you get to square off the hip, externally rotate and drop. Square, drop, square, drop. We're not here long. So now you get to pick up the right hip and then drop it back down. As you drop the hip, externally rotate the leg, parallel, rotate for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep it square, keep it parallel, lower the hips, lower the leg. You're gonna lift the legs, lift the hips, you brush down and brush up. All the way up, all the way down. And I want you to purposely come all the way to the floor, not necessarily releasing and relaxing fully, but I want you to have to re-engage through the left side hamstring to lift the hips and then brush the leg back up. And just noticing how it felt on that first side, and if it was a new movement pattern for you, how your attitude starts to shape your movement and your experience. For 3, 2, we're gonna put all of that together. Last one, externally rotate the right leg again. Lift the left hip. So we're gonna push through the left hip for 1, lift the right leg for 2, parallel square it off for 3, lower everything together for 4. We're gonna do that a few more times. Externally rotate, lift, left hip leads, lift the right leg, square, lower, rotate, push to lift, leg brush, square it off. So you'll notice there's a lot happening. There's a ton of engagement on this left side hamstring and glute, and you're also working the internal and external rotation or parallel through the right hip. Last one, rotate, lift, squeeze, square, lower. From here, just hug the knees in. You're gonna rock and roll up, move your block off to the side. Coming onto the toes, you're gonna sit up tall, hands grab for the backs of the thighs, inhale. As you exhale, round and roll back, find your C curve, and then you're gonna hover your toes, elbows stay wide. We're gonna roll like a ball. Inhale, back to the shoulders. Exhale as you roll up, balance. Ideally, the feet and toes never touch the floor. If they need to act as brakes for a second, you can, but you're maintaining as much as you can the rounding of the back, the C curve shape, pulling the hip points up towards the ribs. Abs are in and up. So you're in complete control, and you're not rocking back to the head or the neck, just to the shoulders on the inhale. Find the moment of balance. Exhale. We're here for 5, 4, slow and control. 3, make sure you're articulating, rolling through the spine and not going back with a flat back. I promise it won't feel good. Last 2. Last one, you're gonna stay, balance at the top. From here, the hands are gonna come back behind you. You can stay tall and lean back, or you can come through your C curve. So that means you're gonna tilt the pelvis, but I'm gonna allow you to choose based on what's gonna feel best for your lower back. I'm gonna stay tall on this first set, floating both legs to tabletop, hands back. The further I lean back, the easier it's gonna be. Tapping the right toe, right, left. So you're going alternating toe taps, proud through the chest, shoulders back and down. If the elbow is bent like this, cause your shoulders to roll forward. I want you to come onto the forearms, onto the elbows, or take your hands a little bit wider and further back, and you come onto the fingertips. Modification, if that's too much, you're gonna drop down to your C curve, head and shoulders can be lifted, and you can just take one leg at a time. You can even do this in your neutral spine or in your imprint and still work through your toe taps. If you're in your balance, you're up for 10, 9, 8. Lower abs are on, pelvic floor, light it up. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Take your block, you're gonna place it now to the right side. Right foot's going on, and make sure your foot is not too far away or too close to your glute. You're looking for that nice in between where your knee is gonna be able to almost stack. You're laying flat on your back. Right foot is elevated on your block, palms are down. Actually rotate the left leg. We go back to the other side. Right hip lifts higher and lower. So I'm not arching the spine to lower the hips, so I'm not releasing and letting that rib cage flare. Everything stays in one piece. If you need to, you can tuck the chin towards the chest. And we're gonna start to burn out this right hamstring and glute. You're gonna feel it pretty quickly. Left leg is along for the ride. And then you're gonna start to notice if one side is stronger or more coordinated than the other. So you're gonna work to even that out. 5, 4,
3, 2, last one, keep it lifted. Right hip stays higher. Stamp your right foot down. Left leg meets the right. Keep the external rotation. Remember the inseam, the two inner lines through the inner thighs of your pants, of your leggings, have to come up to meet. Squeeze. So I'm also not keeping the leg out. I'm gonna bring it in. Almost tapping and touching. Press the hips high, firm your right butt cheek. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, leg's gonna come up and hold. Square it off, parallel, external, parallel, external. Hip lift, hip drop. So this might be really subtle. Ooh, but you're gonna feel it through the right leg because now the left leg's lifted too. Core is tight. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, leave it square, lower everything down. Reset if you need to. Left leg brushes, hips lift. All the way down, all the way up. You can go at your own pace. So if you like to slow this down and really focus on the time under tension and the leg lifting and brushing, none of this needs to be fast. Once you have it, you can always pick up the pace, but I think actually going slow and really targeting the hamstrings on the right side feels good to me. I like it, I dig it. We're almost there. We're gonna put this all together in 3, 2, you got one more. Hold at the bottom, externally rotate. Stamp the right foot down, right hip leads, lift, leg brush, lift. Square, lower. Then externally rotate just the left hip. Press, lift, square, lower, rotate, lift. Woo, that right booty. You came for it, you came for it. You came to a class that said abs, buns, and guns. And we are in it. 2 more, rotate, hips up, leg up, square, lower. Last one, rotate. Hips, squeeze it, square it, lower. Woo, release. Rock and roll. You're gonna take your block now off to the side. Legs are gonna extend this time. So if you need to leave your knees bent, I'll give you the modification. Reach your arms forward. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis, pull the abs in and up. You're gonna roll 1 vertebra at a time onto your back. Inhale, exhale, chin towards chest, roll up. Sitting up tall at the top. You're looking for the articulation through the spine. Modification, you can come up to a challenging position and then roll back down. You can also bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, reach forward. That might make it easier. You can also grab for the backs of the thighs and help let the arms kind of help the abs come all the way up. You've got about 20 seconds. Legs extended is gonna be super, super challenging. And slow it down on the way back. Yes, round through the spine. Slow, slow, slow with control. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll all the way up. You're gonna finish now. Same thing that we did before, you're balancing. Hands can be back, more advanced, fingertips are gonna go forward, or hands are gonna come behind the head. So we're balancing on the tailbone, legs come into a tabletop. Fingertips forward to start, tap, tap, tap. Hands back, easier. The further you lean back, it's gonna take pressure off of the abs and help counterbalance the legs. Advanced, fingertips are forward of the hips or hands back behind the head. Breathing, tapping, modification in your C curve. Press your back into the mat. So if it's bothering your hips, bothering your tailbone, you don't need to balance. You're gonna come in and lock it down. If you're good, you're staying in the balance. For 10, 9, 8, shoulders down, chest up, 7, 6, 5, almost there. We got 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Woo! Sitting up nice and tall, take a big inhale, circle, sweep the arms up over your head. Exhale, as your hands come down, we're gonna move into our leg series. All right, here we go. So you're gonna start, I'm gonna turn slightly. Left foot is gonna be bent flat on the floor. Right leg is extended on the open diagonal. So towards the front right corner, you're gonna pull your right knee in, squeeze through the core, extend the leg. Your fingertips are facing forward. The second time, you're gonna lift your hips and bend to extend to a little développé. So I'm gonna pull in, extend, développé, extend, pull. And again, the taller that you sit, right, if you lean back, it's gonna make it easier. The taller you sit, the harder it's gonna be. I want you to think about targeting the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals, especially to bring the leg in. Squeeze it in, bend to extend. If that is not enough for you, you can always keep the hips up and just do a little dip. So I can do a little tap, or you can keep the right leg extended and off the floor. You got about 20 seconds left to go. Lift, pull. And think about squeezing, again, those inseams, the inner thighs, towards each other. We're gonna work with that a lot. Stay tall, stay long through the spine. For 10, 9, 8. We're gonna add on to this movement. 7, 6, 5, 4. Little variation in 3, 2. Last one, keep the right leg where it is. Now you're just gonna turn your right palm, your fingertips are gonna face back. Left elbow comes in. Now you lift your hips for 1 into Wild Thing tripod, drop your hips, and then pull your right knee towards your left elbow. Release the leg, hips up, hips down, pull in, extend. You're looking for a straight line, so I'm not gonna do a back bend and reach up and back. I wanna press the hips up into full extension and stack the arms, stack the shoulders. Push through the bottom arm, almost like you're corkscrewing, opening a jar so that you can open up the chest and the shoulders. Stamp your left foot down. And then if you wanna make this even more challenging, you're gonna lift the hips again for a little balance. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So you have your tripod. You lower. You're gonna lift your hips again, squeeze inner thigh towards left elbow. It's there if you want it. One hip lift, one leg pull. And again, in this class, a lot of these drills are gonna be longer than your normal circuit training and your simple drills like squats and lunges. And that is so that you have more time to sort it out in your body and explore the range and see where you can take it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. From here, drop your hips, fold your left knee and send your right leg back. You're in your triangle C. The thigh is parallel to the side of the mat. Left knee is forward. Right leg is gonna hover, come bent, crossing over the midline in front of the left knee. Wrap it behind you if you can, leave it off the floor, back to the front, and then you extend long to the side. Forward, back, forward, side. Hands can be there, so if you need hands on the floor and you really need to move your upper body to counterbalance the weight of the leg, then do it. If you can stay mostly upright or hover the hands, do that. On the side extension, keep going. So this leg is wrapping, front, back. I'm trying to leave it at the same height. Front, foot never touches the floor, and then extends directly side in line with the hip, parallel. Shoelaces, if you had shoes on, facing forward. You got less than 30 seconds. And then we get to add on and move from this position. Woo! That outer right hip is gonna start to burn because you're really working the parallel, drop the hip, external rotation here, wrap the leg, back forward, and then fully extending to the side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Fold the leg back behind you. From here, you're gonna lift your hips. Modification, use the left hand on the floor. Step forward, front right diagonal. So I'm not stepping straight forward, and I'm not stepping directly side, front right corner of the mat. Then I'm gonna sit back down. And we're gonna start here. If you need to, the left hand is there to catch you and help this transition. If you don't need it, both hands are off the floor, and you're just gonna work on scooping your hips underneath you and making space for the leg to step forward and swing back. Now you can stay here as an option. If you're adding on, you're gonna step forward for one, and then you're gonna shift forward, right leg extends, left leg is gonna pick up, either step to your plank or open diagonal kick. Shin forward, back to your triangle seat, shin box. Lunge, sit, shift forward, right toes are tucked, left leg kick, back down. Lunge, control, step, one kick, and that opens away from the midline on the plank kick. Back left corner of the mat. The further you take it away from the center line of the body, the harder it's going to be to control, and more strength through the core and this left side body. Oh, the obliques. You've got 30 seconds here. Make sure you're pulling the shin forward. So from the plank kick, you have to externally rotate and pull the shin forward so that you can pull back and sit back into your seat. 10 seconds. Whew, we're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold this position from here. Just shift forward, bend to extend, sit back. So it's a lot of transitioning your weight and being able to shift from your bum to your hands. This back leg stays bent initially and then kick to extend. See if you can get the leg a little bit higher. Make sure you fully extend the leg. No little boom, little half guys. All the way. Extension of energy through the crown of the head all the way back to the toes. You got 30 seconds. And modification, if it's bothering you to roll back, I just want you to come here, a little coupe bend, and lift. You got 15 seconds. So you can stay lifted. If you're allowing yourself to grow and be in that mindset, I want you to think about what you're capable of and try it. And when you fail, that's when you learn. 3, 2, last one, hold the leg back, external rotation, little pulse, little lift. Tiny, tiny little pulses. You're going just above, up and above hip height. Left toes can be tucked if it helps to stabilize. If you don't need to, press the top of the shin down and point the foot. Woo! We're there, we're in it. I almost feel like this one's harder because you have to just hold the leg up and there's not a lot of movement. It's just a big old squeeze of your glute. Lift. Woo! 20 seconds, keep the length. Almost there. I promise the leg is coming down. You got 3 more drills in your leg series. Then we go upper body. What a fun time. Last 8, 7, leg up. 6, 5, core tight. 3, 2, 1. Right leg down. Step the left leg back. Keep it wide. Lower all the way to your belly. So I'm going to give you a couple options. I'll show you the advanced version first. Hands underneath the shoulders. Squeeze. Elbows in and back towards your hips. Feet wide. You're on the balls of the feet. You're going to press straight into your plank. Right hand to your left shoulder for your shoulder tap. Back to the floor. Push back through your plank. And you move the hips. Pike them high. 3-legged dog kick on the right. So everything stays on the right. You have 1 push up. Shoulder tap. Push. 3-legged dog. Down. Modification. Keep the knees where they are. You're going to push straight up with a long spine. 1 shoulder tap. Back to the floor, back to the knees. Then you can move through your plank to pike your hips. We're here for a while. Drop the knees, floor. So again, modification. Knees stay down, tap. Right hand, left shoulder, back down to the floor. Chest to the floor, you lift, move through your plank, knees off, 3-legged dog kick, plank, knees drop, All together, looks like this. One push up, shoulder tap, chest to the floor. It's all the way down like a hand release push up. 3-legged dog kick. Everything's on the right. Doesn't need to be fast. If you want to make this slightly easier, you can move through the knees a little bit smoother. But then you're not really doing a proper push-up. It's got a little bit of a modification roll to it. 20 seconds. Breathe. We're almost there. Almost there. Try something that's going to challenge you. Find your edge, find your limit. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Whew. Sitting it back, you're going to drop your hips back and fold your legs like a little mermaid. Right is stacked on top of the left. Left palm down underneath the left shoulder. You're going to lift your hips and kick the leg forward, parallel. Doesn't touch the floor. Pull it back in. You're going to come back into your setup for rolling like a ball, and then roll back and roll up. Drop the shins. The right leg does not touch the floor. So I'm going to do a few more, going super, super, super slow, and then I'll pick up the pace. Modified. This is like a modified side plank. You're adding the leg extension. Square it off. If you need to, put your toes down and then lift to roll back. The biggest thing that you're going to notice is when you go to transition, your hips are going to be wonky and try and pull you. So you have to square it off in the beginning before you balance so that you're ready to rock back to the shoulders. One lift to kick, one rock back. So we combine our movements. And now we work core, coordination, and the legs, the hips. 20 seconds. You can always pick up pace, but you don't necessarily need to. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You've got this. 3, 2, last one. Roll all the way forward. You're going to step your right foot forward. You're in a half kneeling position. If you can, you're going to grab 1 or 2 dumbbells. 1 or 2 dumbbells. We're going to start this slow with just the right leg. Both arms are up. I'm going to pick up the right leg, circle sweep it back, and kick back as the weights touch down. Now I'm going to lift the leg, keep it lifted, find the moment of balance, and lunge. So we've been here in other classes, very similar movement. You can keep the leg bent or fully extend. I'm going lunge, balance to kick. Option to stay here. If you're adding on, you have one leg goes back, step forward, tuck the back toes. I'm going to lift, pivot up and over. Now I'm facing the back, moving through the lunge. Weights go down. Left leg kicks back, 3-legged dog. Pike the hips. With control, step the left foot in between the hands. Curl, press, lift, pivot, moving through your lunge. Now weights down. Weights curl to press. Keep them lifted, rib cage closed. Weights go down, pike hips. Keep the weights in the hands. Curl, press, pivot. I'm keeping this slow, but once you have it, you can always go just a little bit faster. You got plenty of time to play. This is our last exercise on this series, so we get the break soon, moving into upper body. And then we ask ourselves, what is the mindset here on this challenging movement, on this compound movement that takes all these different things that we've learned and puts them together? When you fail, do you get frustrated and walk away, or can you persevere and learn from your mistakes and grow? See the change. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Weights go down top of the mat. You're going to set up your single heavy weight, and just have the light dumbbells prepped and ready to go off to the side. All right, so you're gonna grab your single heavy dumbbell. You're gonna have both palms on it, so you're gonna keep it tight. Now we're working with one weight. I want you to squeeze the forearms and the elbows together and don't let them separate. So if you release too far, you'll notice that the elbows come apart. So we're not gonna fully release the arms. We're gonna curl and working united biceps, meaning the forearms and the arms work together as if they're one piece. Now it's gonna be challenging because the arms are lifted shoulder height, so then the shoulders get involved. So make sure they don't creep up by the ears and keep the tension on the biceps. So it might be small movement. It's not a full straightening of the arm. We're here, 15 seconds. You're staying lifted up on the shins. Squeeze the glutes, core tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, keep it lifted, and then just the triceps. Work now to pulse the arms. Ideally, you're gonna leave them together as much as possible. It's gonna burn, and it's not gonna be a big movement, just a tiny, tiny little pulse. And you're gonna start to feel this in the chest, as well as the triceps and the shoulders. Woo, especially if you picked a heavy weight. Breathing here, hips underneath you. We're gonna switch to light weights after this. In 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. You can keep the heavy weight if you like, or switch to one weight, lighter underneath the chest. You're gonna go one row, keeping the hips square, one reach. So we'll switch. One row, one reach. Your tendency, what's gonna wanna happen, and if you need to, if it bothers your spine, by all means, rotate into the side plank and stack the shoulders that way. And maybe you try one of each and see how it feels. But ideally, you're gonna leave the hips square, and I want you to separate the lower body from the upper body. One row, one reach. Modification on the knees, and then pull your body forward so you're at a slight angle, and it'll allow for the rotation to happen. Row for one, reach for one. Row for one, reach. Almost like a snatch from the floor, but you're adding that tiny little twist. You've got 20 seconds left to go. If you can, high plank, stay in it. Switch dumbbell underneath belly. Almost there, almost there. Firm bottom hand. Squeeze legs, glutes. Trying to keep the hips as quiet as possible. I realize there's gonna be a little bit of a shift. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Drop the knees, you're gonna grab both dumbbells now. Hips are gonna go back, hovering over the heels, and shoulder press as you lift and reach. Arms wide, goalpost the arms, lower the hips, and then thrust the hips forward. Modification, stay here if it's too much for the knees, or find a comfortable standing or seated position. And you can just work the arms. If you're wanting to work more of the butt, more of the core, you're gonna go down and up. Now, if you wanna add on, because there's always an add-on, there's always another way to make it more challenging. I'm gonna go from the hover, I'm gonna step side with the right, back to the hover, side with the left, back to the hover, forward with the right, back to the hover, forward with the left. So I'm going side, side, front, front. So now it becomes shoulder stability, glutes and legs, and of course core. And seeing if you can get your hips underneath you quickly and make space for your legs to step through. Last set here. 3, 2, last one. Whew. Keep your weights with you. All right, you're coming back into your kneeling position. You're gonna keep your hips forward. Palms are gonna face your thighs. So you have one high pull, high row, and then slightly out to the side on the diagonal, one lateral raise. One high pull, one lateral raise. I suggest that you go light for this one. Control throughout, and I'm not releasing and letting the weights drop. So I'm not allowing gravity to do the work. On the high pull, little technical point, you're gonna pull the elbow up but also out and back. So we're not going in this diagonal shape. You're pulling up, out, and back, releasing. On the lateral raise, you could go directly to the side, but for the shoulder, I like this slight angle forward. Lift as the shoulder plugs into the back, and control on the way down. One row, one raise, one row. Not letting the rib cage go, not letting the body, so none of that. This is just arms, shoulders. Core is locked in. Everything else is quiet. 20 seconds. We're here for a long time, I know. But this is our only upper body specific section, so we gotta burn it out. I gotta make sure that your shoulders are on fire. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Release your light dumbbells to the top. You're gonna send the hips back towards your heels. Keep your toes tucked. Pull your body forward to a high plank. Then slow as you can, you lower. 4, 3, 2, moving through your high plank. Then push, knees down, hips back. This is you relax back. Spring forward strong. Keep the tightness and lower in one piece. So we're targeting triceps, working on the negative, working on the slow control contraction on the way down. 30 seconds. Once you hit the floor, once you hit the deck, let the knees drop, relax the hips back as you push through the arms. So you're still gonna work them. You're still gonna work your back and your lats. Just for a second, relax your hips back. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Send the legs forward. Send them forward. Modification, you're gonna do this on the back. I'll show you seated first. Grab your light set. Reach the arms forward. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll halfway back. Find your C curve. You have your chest fly. So this is challenging. I suggest really, really light modification. If that is too much, not a problem. Come down to your back. Palms are facing. You're gonna open up the arms. Teeny tiny bend in the elbow. If you have heavy weights, you're gonna have to bend more. And squeeze your pecs, squeeze your chest, and don't let the weights touch at the top. Stop them right over the shoulder. Puff out chest just a little bit so you can really target and squeeze. Release and reach the arms wide. Take up space like a big, big bear hug. For 10, 9, 8, 7, finishing up the arm series right here, right now. 6, 5, knowing you are capable of anything. 4, 3, 2, last one. Release your dumbbells. Take them out the way. We're good there. We're gonna move into our leg series on the other side. So now we're gonna work everything on the left. Your right foot is bent flat on the floor. Hands go back behind you. I'm gonna pull the left knee in for 1. Extend it long. Now I'm gonna lift the hips. I like fingertips facing my hips as I bend to extend. So I'm gonna lead with the knee and then extend. Just unhinge the shin. Pointing the toes. Go knee to ceiling, toes to ceiling. Pull, squeeze it in. We're here for a while. And then I'm gonna turn, maybe different angles, so you can see different positions, see what's happening. Pull. Extend. extend, hips down. You could always, right, ultimate modification, you could pull this knee in, extend, lower to your forearms for the développé, the bend to extend, because lifting the hips just makes it more challenging. So it's up to you where you want to take it. It's your body, so you have to listen to it. But again, looking at the mindset, because the mind kind of determines exactly what your body's going to do. Your attitude ends up being everything and how you experience the world around you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Keep the left leg where it is. All you're going to do is turn your left palm, fingertips face back. Right elbow in. Lift the hips for 1. Stack the shoulders. Full extension of the hips. Really open up. Lower. Now pull your left inner thigh to your right elbow and extend the leg. Press through the right foot for 1. And the arm, the right elbow, only releases from the side body and the hips once you've come into that full extension. So it's almost like you're transferring the energy from the right foot into the hip, into the elbow, which extends the arm, opens the chest, and the fingertips go to the ceiling. If you want to make this more challenging, you lift the hips, drop, and lift again. Lift, lower, lift, squeeze, lower. You got about 30 seconds. Corkscrew the left arm. Open up the shoulder, fingertips spread wide, and make sure you're gripping the floor. This is a strong hand. Stability in the shoulders, open through the hips. Try to stack. So not back bending, straight up, straight down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. From here, just bend your right knee, bend your left knee. You're in your triangle seat. Right shin is parallel, right knee is forward. Left leg is gonna hover, swing forward, crossing as if you're gonna put the foot to the outside of the right thigh, but you don't. Wrap it, cross it, and then extend, drop this left hip down. Make sure you're not still externally rotated. So going front, back, front, side. And don't be afraid to move your upper body and counterbalance the weight of the leg. If at any time it becomes too much for your hips, pop the ankle weights off, do it without, because you're still hitting different ranges of motion. So you're still gonna build strength, because we don't normally find ourselves in these positions in our daily lives. So that's why we're using this class to find the different angles that the body is capable of, right? It's not dangerous if the body is capable of going there with control. As long as you're in control and you're safe and you're feeling good, you're good to test the limits of not just your physicality, but your mindset. All about that mindset. Growth mindset, fixed mindset. We don't need it. Not the fixed, just the growth. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, finish with your left leg back. You know what's happening? You're gonna lift your hips, step your left leg forward. On front left diagonal, knees track out over the toes, drop the hips. So I'm not going forward, although we could do that, but that's not where we're going. And I'm also not going directly side like we normally do. So I'm looking for a different angle in my lunge. And the reason for that, not just the muscles, the tendons, the joints, but the fascia, everything that connects, that wraps around the whole body, the organs, the tissues, the tendons, the muscles. If we do the same movements, repetition, only exploring one range over and over and over again, we're gonna have imbalances. So we're looking to work different angles to keep the fascia healthy, pliable, right? Allowing our bodies to move without injury. You can stay here, or you're adding the plank kick. So I've got my left foot stepping to the lunge, back to the seat, shifting forward from here. Look, This back foot is already ready to pivot, and I just lift the knee. Now core tightens, right leg goes back, right knee pulls forward. I move back through the same position. Woo! You can allow your body to rock just a little bit. We don't want to use all momentum, but there's a natural rhythm that you're going to find in your movements, and I encourage you to use it, to not feel it feels so like stiff and tight, like robotic. See where there can be a little bit of a give and a little bit of take. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, stay in this position, just shift forward, bend to extend. So I'm lifting the leg, keeping it bent in the wrapped position, and then adding that extension, that extra little flare, little kick. Breathing here. Woo! Feeling it. And you can always, right, use your hands to walk you forward and walk you back. If you don't need it, they're just there on that front to catch the weight, and then they release. So that does require more control through the core, more stability. You've got about 15 seconds, and you know what's coming. We've got the hold. We've got the hold. It's gonna be a good time. I feel it, my right butt cheek, as well as my left, but my right, because it's the one that's supporting me, is on fire. You got 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Stay forward and hold. Lengthen the leg. External rotation. Little pulse to lift. So I'm not, sometimes this is the tendency. This is a side leg extension. The legs, or the hips, I should say, are square. But the left leg, instead of being hip turned down, is slightly open, like we worked on in the very beginning in that bridge where the hips are kind of on that angle. You're looking for the same position here. Woo. You've got less than 30 seconds. Lengthen crown of head. Make sure belly's not dropping. Modification. If it gets a little much, tap the floor, put it down, and lift it up. Last 15 seconds. Little pulse. Squeeze. Squeeze. Length. We're almost there. Almost there. 2 more drills. That's all I gotta keep telling myself. 2 more. We got this. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, lift, and 1. Woo, drop down. Right on the beat, on the timing. All right, we go back onto the belly. So now we have the left side. We have our lovely push-up, shoulder tap, push-up, into our plank, into our kickback. So hands underneath the shoulders, elbows in and back, legs tight. You're gonna push to your plank, tap left hand to right shoulder, back to your plank, lower to your belly, back through your plank position. Now pike the hips, left leg's gonna pick up and extend. Feet are wide so that it's harder for your 3-legged dog kick because you need to bring the leg in towards the midline. Modification, knees, tap, chest. Knees, plank, hips pike, 3-legged dog. You can still kick, drop the knees. If you want to make this a little bit like we're not waving the spine necessarily because we want to protect the low back and not like roll, like full on worm our way to the floor, but you can almost make it smooth from the floor through the knees. So this is kind of in between the modification that I gave you and the full plank. And it allows you to go a little bit quicker. If you're going for upper body and just pure brutal strength, push up from the floor, little hand release, push up from the floor, big kick. You got about 20 seconds left to go. We're almost there, almost there. And then we've got 2 drills left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. All right, from here, I'm gonna stay facing you and you're gonna turn. Shins stacked, little mermaid position, left on top of right. Right palm is down. Hips are gonna lift. Yes, modification, you just come here, swing back, roll up. I should have given you that on the other side, but I gave you other options. So you could be here. You could also add the leg kick. And now once you do that, you gotta keep the left leg off the floor. Roll like a ball. And you might notice one side maybe feels a little strange, rolling back through the spine. And that might be because the hips are off or the alignment. So how you're placing your body. If it feels nice, maybe bring the legs to a tabletop position. Side kick. Leg comes forward, parallel. Lift the hips. This right side body is your support, and that's doing most of the work here. Squeeze to lift, hip to rib connection there, and then again here. So you got it in the side body, the oblique squeeze, and then again through the front body. Last 15 seconds. Rolling just back to the shoulders. And if this is really, really tough for you, I guess the question is, are you getting frustrated with it and getting angry with yourself? Or can you look at the positive in that every time, every rep you take, you're learning something new, and maybe through more repetition, it becomes a little bit easier and you learn the way to balance yourself and get better and get stronger. Last 3, 2, last one, rock back, rock up. All right, left leg's going forward this time. You're gonna grab your dumbbells. Grab for the dumbbells. You're in your lunge position, kneeling on your right leg. Press the weights up, palms face forward. Just starting with the leg swing back to kick. I'm gonna move forward, so I don't kick my curtains. And then big circle sweep of the leg forward. Lunge, one kick. You can do this without weight, no problem. The weight is just an added major challenge because it throws you off balance. Now you're gonna engage the upper body and core even more. You've got extra weights on the legs, extra weights on the arms. You can stay here, or you've got one with the leg kicking back, move through your lunge, pivot, you're at the back of the mat, back through your lunge, weights go down, right leg kicks up and back, you can step to the outside or the inside, lunge, curl, press, pivot, back to the top. And then we start to make it a little bit smoother. So I broke it down super, super slow. And then once you have it, you start to pick up the pace. And just make the edges of the movement smoother so that it can all blend together. Full engagement of the core. And most of these movements are things that we've done throughout this whole ABG series. Not together, but individually. So you should be able to link them, and you've built the strength to get there. 30 seconds. Last little bit for the legs. Right here, right now. Keeping that mindset of growth, of change, of belief in your ability and what you can accomplish, what you can make happen. Whew, last one. Last rep head out here. Big step, curl, press, pivot, lunge. Woo! Release, release, release. Weights go down, sit it back. We got a little thing for the core. You're gonna lay flat on your back. You're gonna extend your legs like a little starfish. Legs and arms. Hands can go behind the head. I'm gonna leave it behind the head. Inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna pull the right knee in towards the center line and then extend. Then left leg, tabletop, extend. Try to lift the upper body square. The tendency is gonna be that you're gonna wanna rotate, but we're not going there. Not just yet. bend, tabletop, extend. And if you have your legs close together, like so, this is way easy. So if you need to modify, take that version, but I'm looking purposely to challenge you by extending the legs really, really wide, and then you have to engage your core to bring the leg in towards the midline of the body. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're gonna add the rotation. Keeping the leg bent. Exhale, breathing. Twist. Keeping elbows as wide as you can. Lift both shoulder blades up off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big stretch. We got one more set. I'll give you the option to keep the leg bent and repeat what we just did. If you're looking for more challenge, you're gonna keep and extend the leg straight from the floor up to the ceiling. Hands back in 3, 2, inhale, exhale, lift. So now it might slow things down for you. Well, slow things down for me because my legs are really long and my legs are really heavy. So I can't just throw them up into the air. I'm also looking for control and seeing how I can move through space with the legs, keeping the length. Last 10, 9, 8, 7. You know what's coming. We're gonna add the rotation in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now you add the twist and maybe you add the reach because now we're lengthening the leg. You can add the arm. Both shoulder blades lifting up off the floor. We're not resting the back elbow, right? So I'm not rolling to the side. I'm lifting and twisting the torso. I don't know what song this is. It's like so weird right now, but at least we got music, so we're good. Last little burner for the abs. I promise we're cooling down after this. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Oh, abs. My abs are on fire, you guys. Give it a little rock and roll. Come up to seated. You're gonna take your ankle weights off, toss them off to the side, and then you're gonna go right back down onto your back. Just send both legs up towards the ceiling. Keep the hips down, so the tendency might be to rock and lift the tailbone. I want you to keep the hips anchored. Just a little bend and straighten the legs. Feeling how light they are after all that work. 3, 2, 1. From here, tabletop the legs. Left leg is gonna eagle, cross over the right, tee out the arms, drop both knees to the right. Turn the gaze over the left shoulder. And if the shoulder blade starts to peel up, I want you to lift your knees and press the shoulder blade back down. Breathing here. Feeling the nice deep twist through the spine. Should feel so good to stretch out and twist through this area that we just killed. Come back through center. Switch, tabletop the legs. Right leg on top of left. Drop the knees, let them be heavy. Turn the gaze to the right shoulder. Letting the body start to melt, letting it feel heavy. Releasing any tension, tightness, or fatigue, anything you're holding on to that you don't need to take with you after your practice. Whether that's frustration, stress, anxiety, anything at all. Little circles of the knees. Cross at the ankles, 3 little rock and rolls. We're gonna stretch out the hips really quick. I promise. Roll forward. All fours. I'm gonna take my mic pack with me. Stepping back to your high plank, and then just pull the right knee forward towards the right wrist. Shin can come forward, ankle come forward if you can. And just find even weight on both hips. Inhale, sitting tall, maybe pressing down through the left shin, feeling the stretch through the hip flexor, and then sinking. One more like that. Inhale, lift. And lower. You can stay lifted or come into your sleeping pigeon by walking the forearms forward. Keep the length through the spine. So we talked about mindset. We talked about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And that
does not necessarily need to be something that you only perform and only experience in your yoga practice, in your Pilates, in your fitness practice, and on your mat. You can use that in any aspect of your life, and you'll start to notice it once you become aware of how you're reacting to certain situations, because you have control over your reactions. Shifting back up, just swing the right leg back, plank position, left leg comes forward, half pigeon on the other side, even weight through both hips. Inhale as you lift, exhale, stay tall, one more, inhale, lift, feel the stretch, exhale, stay tall, or sleeping pigeon. So that mindset is everything, because it is how you view the world. It is how you're going to experience everything that comes your way, good, bad, ugly. Your mindset, your attitude towards those things is going to determine pretty much everything, right? And when you have a growth mindset, you look at other people and their success and you're not upset by it. You're inspired by it. And then you determine your own path towards success, your own passions, your own purpose, and you follow that, and then you start to inspire others. Start to walk up. You're going to sit on your left hip. Swing the right leg out in front. I'm going to turn these beats down. Sitting up nice and tall. One final breath in. Big inhale, circle sweep the arms, palms press. Exhale as you draw the hands to heart center, bowing the head, closing the eyes. Connecting back into the breath, into the body, into your practice. And really just noticing what type of mindset you take with you, and what situations they put you in. So when you feel frustrated, can you persevere? When you feel like you're failing, can you learn from your mistakes? Because every mistake that you've ever made in this life has made you who you are. It's brought you to exactly where you are right now in this time. So it's not a bad thing to make mistakes and learn from them, and being able to be open to change and to grow. So having that growth mindset that you have the ability to learn and be anything, no matter what age, is a beautiful gift. So use it, take it with you. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.